So we're rolling, baby.
Okay.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Twiiceaweek podcast. We have our good friend Nick Zangari back, the owner of Badlands Bar on Palafox Street, Pensacola, Florida.
That's right.
And we have a little bit of a surprise for you, man. I mean, it's not a surprise because you were there when we were doing it, but we made a little edit of that night where we came to your bar, and we wanted you to see it.
We want you to see it
for
live.
the first time with all of our listeners for the first time.
Well, I watched the video. I have not seen the entire.
Can you see
I've
it
not
okay?
seen it. I can see it. Oh yeah, I'm looking. I can see it.
I'm trying to make it full screen, but it's kind of not letting me. We'll see.
It's all right.
And there you go.
It's 92% full.
I have my glass. These are prescription glasses in this week's episode of the Boys of Twiiceaweek.
Turn it up a
Here
little
we
bit.
go.
For Nick Zangari and NYN Badlands Bar. Oh, so this is what we're. And this is why we were delayed. We were waiting for the edit.
Yeah.
We have highlights from all history. So I'll make it special. Oh, here we go.
Enjoy. Double checking audio. We got the focus right. We got the Sennheiser receiver. We got two XLRs, USB, computer, and charger.
You got a full tank of gas and
Nice
$40 in our
cameras.
pocket.
We'll take a cat. We got sand.
Fucking got your
We're
ass.
ready to roll.
And we're running late.
Get out of here. Slap that light.
Not scripted.
Nope.
The bridge to hell.
Music by Twiiceaweek, buddy.
All the music is by us.
Oh, really? You got to do your own back. You do your own music.
Heck yeah. It's Palafox. Crank it up a little bit.
Here we go.
How you doing, man?
Twice a week.
Heck yeah.
So we're back in your house, baby.
My house.
In your house.
In my house.
A huge draw for me in this studio is your equipment. Could you go over a little bit?
Wow. You know,
I mean, what's this puppy right here?
okay, this is a reel-to-reel player. Now, the beauty of this reel-to-reel deck, it's a quadraphonic deck. Most of them are just regular, left and right. Well, I have quad, if I have quad tape. And this is how they fashioned 8-track tapes. If you can see the width of the tape here, very
Right.
closely, you can see it's the same width as an 8-track
That thing
tape.
was so cool. Got the VU meter built
And they
in.
developed 8-track tapes years ago to model, to be able to get reel-to-reel tape on the go. So there's my 8-track player there. I got about
Okay.
15 8-track players down here as well. Got a backup reel-to-reel. Cassettes. You can see the 8-tracks up there, the cassettes. The equipment. People are paying a lot of money for old, original stereo equipment from the 60s and 70s.
Right.
And I got receivers down here as well as the 8-tracks, cassettes. I got more stuff at home that I couldn't fit in here. So there's some stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit in here, dude.
I got some stuff, Jason.
It's awesome. So
got some
coming
stuff.
from New York Knicks to this spot, this wasn't here, right? You had to build this?
This spot was an old, it was called Monique's Unique Boutique. It was a little,
That's like a
retail
warm-up
shop.
for the podcast.
New York Knicks sports bar that was 3 of these wide,
I should say,
40 TVs, 200 seats. And it was right down the,
I keep
4 or
telling
5
pregnant
doors
girls
down.
when you
Right.
get to be my size,
This has been
you
here
better
5
not think your
years. I
water's
had the
gonna
sports
break.
bar for 13 years.
So this specific room right here, did you have to customize
I
this
built
to
this,
get
yes.
it? Right.
I actually had this built. I had the vision. I got a hold of the people who were doing the build out and built the bar. And I said, this is what I want here. And they did it. But yeah, we started Radio Free Pensacola 7 or 8 years ago. And it's been going
wow.
ever since. In fact, one of the co-founders is sitting right out there who owns the Independent Weekly magazine. He helped convince me to start a radio station.
Okay.
And now the rest is history with that.
Well, this is awesome, man. I mean, there's nothing like this. Definitely in Palafox, probably in most bars around the country. And we love coming here. Thank you so much for having us. While we wrap this up, what's your prized possession in this space right here?
That's my favorite piece of equipment, the quadraphonic reel-to-reel deck that still works. It still functions.
Oh, look, he's got
Let's put a little play on there for you.
You got the OG VU meters.
We want to hear what it sounds like? Let's see, reel-to-reel. Oh, shit, that's going out there. Sorry. That's the Turtles. You might recognize the song.
That's so fucking sick.
Tapes are 50 years old, too.
This is the first time I've ever seen actual VU meters in person.
I'm sure it needs to be, I'm sure the heads probably need to be cleaned. But, yeah, that's my prized possession back here. One of my prized, okay, this is unopened. This is a picture of the Rolling Stones Some Girls album.
That's the Some Girls, Rolling Stones.
They were using models and movie stars, and they got sued. They had to stop using their pictures. And I got a puzzle here. It's never been opened. People have been offering me buku amounts of money. You can't even find it listed on eBay.
What are we talking money-wise on that?
I wouldn't sell it for less than $1,000. I've been offered $500. I won't do that. But if you look at the album, the Some Girls album,
And I tried to find
you will
it,
see,
and I got all the originals.
that was illegal too. all the ones that you had to turn back in.
All the best music is.
Sometimes I amuse myself.
Got all the originals coming too. But the Some Girls album, when it came out like that, it got recalled, and they had to take all the pictures off. I'm trying to find. Well, I can't find it. I guess I don't have an unedited copy.
Well, like I've said, this space is incredible. It's cooler than ours, unfortunately.
No. Every space is
always
cool in its
RD.
own right
Yeah.
because it's.
You guys got to send
It's
this
your
to me.
space.
For sure.
Some of the stuff I've collected for almost 50 years. I started in, right in the beginning of high school.
Right.
Going to record shops and getting cool shit and buying it. And, In the end, I will probably start selling off, the stuff that I don't care about.
Right. You don't want to be buried with all of it, right?
In order. No. I'm not going to part with all of it.
Yeah.
I'll be keeping all of my favorites. There'll be,
Yeah.
unless people. I'll put stuff that I like and that I know that's worth a lot up every once in a while. And when they start hitting that thing and start hitting the right numbers, I mean, why not?
Yeah,
I've had it
shit.
for all these years. Let somebody else have it.
Yeah, cool, man.
Let it pay off.
Again, thank you so much for having us. We love shooting content with you. I hope we continue to do it in the future. And let's get ready to do your show,
Let's
man.
get ready to do the show. You guys be part of it, and all
go
that
get
kind
some
of
beers.
all that kind of stuff. Let's get a beer. Yep. It's Radio Free Pensacola. I got Nick and I got Jace to my left and to my right. Well, what's happening, guys?
Man, we're here hanging out with you, man. We wanted to come and talk to you, see your collection you got here.
That's a great shot. That was great.
So yeah, this is the last segment of the video. So pretty much
a
what I
little
want to ask you
inebriated
about
here,
is
guys.
mainly a lot of these guitars over here. And so you got your Bruce Springsteen guitar
Okay,
here.
so
tell me about this one right
a
here.
Springsteen friend of mine was actually going through a divorce, and he had this guitar autographed and the custom lacquer job from
Yeah.
Springsteen. And before his wife could attach herself to it, he came to me and made me an offer. I couldn't refuse to buy it just so he could get some cash in his pocket and get rid of the guitar before
Yeah.
he filed divorce. So that's how I got my hands on that Springsteen autographed
damn.
guitar. Okay, so
Tell me about these two here.
you got Pink Floyd. Now you got Pink Floyd, you got Led Zeppelin, you got the Rolling Stones, and you got Aerosmith. Now check this out. These four guitars here,
Yeah.
There's a girl from Gulf Breeze that knew me when I had my sports bar, New York Knicks, and she knew I collected this stuff.
Yeah.
Well, she married a kid from Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Well, the kid's father owned a memorabilia shop. The father dies. The kid and his brother don't want to do the memorabilia shop. They don't want anything to do with it. They get the insurance money, they get this and that. They're getting ready to liquidate the store.
Yeah.
Pennies on the dollar. The girl gets a hold of me and said, Nick,
You got to get this stuff.
you got to go online in the morning of so-and-so morning, and you will be able to acquire things that you've never thought you could.
Yeah.
And that's
So you're telling me Roger Waters, David Gilmour, they signed this guitar
Richard Wright,
with their own
Dick
hands.
Mason, all of them. In pink, look, it's pink Sharpie. If I told you how much I got these guitars for,
I would probably
cry.
throw up. Yep.
You would throw up.
And then Led Zeppelin. That's my favorite.
I got
damn,
all
that's
three.
exactly what we
I
wanted
don't
to
have
get.
John Bonham on there. I got all the Rolling Stones and all of Aerosmith.
Let's go check out Rolling Stones and
Aerosmith.
Aerosmith.
I'm gonna ask you on this.
Okay, so now this,
Genesis.
I acquired this
Nosy.
myself.
Yeah.
This is Genesis,
Okay.
Heart, ZZ Top,
They
and
all,
Ozzy Osbourne.
They all signed this.
They all signed this at the Rock and Roll VH1 Honors show.
Oh my gosh.
And this leather case went up for bids,
Yeah.
and I won.
Oh my gosh.
It wasn't even that much, and I got all
Here
the
it
autographs, and I got this leather case.
There we go. And then I know another thing I noticed was you got Masters flags all hung up around
You
here.
know the Masters flags? I've never been to a golf tournament. Mike Ashby, the guy who owns Intermission down the road,
Yeah.
he goes every year.
But
and
you have
brings
every
back
single-
back a flag every year.
So he brings you one. Cool.
Last 11 years in
So
a
I
row.
got him hanging in the club. He knows I collect things like that.
Yeah. And so I'll tell you what, I know you got a lot of memorabilia in here. Take me to something that's your prized possession, your golden goose. What do you have here that you can show me?
Gee. That's
The Springsteen?
That's Springsteen drum head.
How about we go check out the Springsteen the drumsticks?
Oh, the drumsticks I got from Giant Stadium.
Yeah, I was over here. I was looking at this earlier at all the different bottles,
So
and then I looked up here and glanced at this.
okay, so Springsteen played 10 nights at Giant Stadium in '03 on the Rising Tour.
Yeah.
Now, a bunch of us threw in money and rented a Winnebago. And we parked the Winnebago under 17A light, and where the sign was, in the stadium parking lot, so everybody knew where home base was.
Yeah, yeah.
There was about 20, 30 of us. It was a place to go shower, among other things, you know.
Hang out, yeah.
Let's just say sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And I got the drumsticks from
Yeah.
the stadium on that day.
Heck yeah, man. So these are
Yeah.
these little chips in the drumsticks. Those are from rim shots.
Those are from Rimshot.
That-
These were brand new that night.
Yeah.
And that's the beating they took after 3.5 or so hours.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. See, the thing is, me and Jace were talking about this. There's so much rock and roll memorabilia in this bar that people in Pensacola don't know about.
I mean, look, there's Lou Reed. Played in my college. He played in my college, and he wore his own shirt on stage, and he looked and he hated when people took pictures. Look at the
Yeah, he looked pretty
look at the look on his face.
dissatisfied.
Yeah. You know, Scottie Pippen walked into my bar. You know, there's the
crazy, man.
governor of Florida. The old.
Is that
the
Rick
old-
Scott?
That's Rick Scott.
Yeah, Rick
he came,
Scott.
He came in the bar. This is New York Knicks. This is the old sports bar. He came in
my
and
gosh.
he came in there. The pictures.
Yeah, take us back. Show us what you got.
You wouldn't believe the shit
Miami
that's packed in
Steve
my
Van
garage
Zandt.
over
That's
here.
little Silvio
Really?
from. That's Silvio Dante from The Sopranos.
Jeez.
Yeah, same guy.
That's awesome, man.
There's Doug Williams, Super Bowl winning quarterback Doug Williams. There's Rick Scott when he walked in the bar again.
Rick Scott again. Okay.
What's his name? Dave Pernier from Soul Asylum.
There we go.
There's Roy Jones Jr.
Hey.
Michelle Snow.
Oh my goodness. Hey, Roy Jones Jr. He actually dated my sister. Fun
Wow.
fact. He did. Oh my goodness.
Straight up. Did you ever hear that story?
Years and years of people.
Yeah.
Jennifer.
Cool, man. Well, I mean, we've told you this before, but this is our favorite bar in Pensacola. I think this should be
Oh,
the
the
most
break
popular
was
bar in
sick.
Pensacola, and we want to try to make it that.
It's
So-
it's a bar that that people come to chill,
It has-
relax. They don't have that, if they want that big boom room thing, they go to the boom rooms.
That's right.
People come here to chill, have a drink. It's a good old-fashioned bar.
Yep. And it has substance to
It's
it.
not a draft bar. It's not a craft bar. There's no karaoke. There's no trivia, bar bingo, all that kind of stuff. It's just a bar. It's the same bar every night.
That's right. It's my favorite one, man. You come here and you can look in the walls and see something with substance. You don't see,
Yeah, this is reality, not manufactured or just,
Exactly.
other stuff that they bought in a store. Stuff.
Well, I can't.
It's all just stuff, Mason.
Well, hey, Nick.
That's been drinking for 2 hours on the radio, yeah.
I hope I didn't keep you too long and all that kind of stuff.
No, I
You
appreciate it.
guys were
man.
awesome. Mason.
Mason, he's
Mason.
the brains behind the operation. Mason, the operation.
Yeah.
There you go,
Keep
man.
doing what you're doing. You're young. You got a lot of years.
That's right. All right, man. Well, see you next time. Give me a hug, man.
Next time.
That was great.
Good job, Mason. That was
Great
sick,
job,
dude.
Mason.
Wow.
You're so fucking fun to interview.
Yeah, when you move,
hit that light
when you go
pulse.
when you go to Los
Let me check
Angeles
my
and you
camera
become a
again.
big movie producer, don't forget the little guys.
Yeah.
Oh, you think that's possible? That's sweet of you.
Speaking of Mason, he just got into the University of Colorado Boulder Media School.
Stoner.
Stoner. That's
Colorado
Become
Stoners.
like a deadhead and everything.
That's right.
Colorado Stoners.
Yep.
But yeah, man. Yeah,
Wow.
we really wanted to shoot that for a long time. We felt like that bar needed to be documented properly.
When do I get a copy of that?
Whenever you want.
When? How do you just send it to me? Email? Is it like an email thing that would come, or somehow? Or
Yeah,
how do you-
we can bring it to you on a thumb drive if that's easier, because the file.
one of those little stick things.
Yeah, the file's probably going to be pretty big.
You want one of those?
It's a stick thing. Yeah.
That's some more stuff for you.
More stuff.
Thumb drive. I remember, thumb driving about 30 years ago.
We're gonna upload it.
Thank you very much.
All right.
We're gonna upload it as its own video on YouTube too. So
Oh, there you go. Yeah, do that too. Shit. And if I can, I
it'll be
don't know how to share that kind of stuff. I don't know how to do those things.
yeah.
I'm watching the bar here, Scotty. Do you Wednesday night show too? No.
Yeah, we'll help you out. We got you. We're going to set up your Snapchat. We'll send you the link to your video.
Snapchat.
kinda stuff.
Isn't that like where the girls take like a picture of themselves and it goes to you for like a minute and then it's gone?
Yes.
Right, yeah. It's
we're-
not it's not
well-
specific to women, but
Well,
any gender.
I don't want any dick pics. No offense. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Did you know Snapchat's like the major, like that's what most younger people communicate on more than text is Snapchat?
Oh, I bet.
Isn't that crazy?
No, I thought it was Instagram.
No, you can send messages in Snapchat and then they disappear. So you can just be talking to someone and then
See, I don't know any. I know that it got downloaded to my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Every time I hit the button, it's facing me, and I'm the last person I want to see. So I don't know how to use that thing. I don't know anything about that stuff. I have a hard.
Yeah.
I can only navigate Facebook. I know it's because I'm an old man.
yeah.
That's how that shit works.
Yeah.
It's all right.
I
Well,
can't
if you ever
keep up
want to
with
know, you know where to come.
I can't keep up with all of them. What are they? There's OnlyFans and the Tic
put-
Tac thing and the.
We'll put on a social media workshop in here.
Yeah.
Why don't somebody start working on something like a universal?
Social media?
Yeah,
Something?
you can't tie them all together, can you?
I feel like you'd probably get assassinated if you wrote the software for that. There's so much
Well, now,
money.
what is Instagram? How come when you do something on Facebook, it goes to Instagram? Are they the same company?
Yeah, Facebook's
Facebook
bought.
owns-
That's Zuck the fuck.
Zuck the fuck
Zuck.
bought Instagram.
And then yet that cheap bastard won't pay royalty fees to have music on. It mutes out every time if there's
Yeah.
music.
Well, he is the apex predator. That's what he says.
He,
so.
he defines himself as an apex predator. Did
What's
you
an
know that?
apex predator?
It's Mark Zuckerberg.
What,
much like-
what does it mean?
Pretty much like
Like a shark or a tiger.
yeah, or a leopard.
I don't want. Yeah,
Just the ultimate.
I don't want to.
The ultimate
That
sound.
skinny little tall white guy is the apex predator.
I
Yeah.
don't want to.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what color he is. He is what he is. But I don't. Yeah. Wow,
Old Zuck.
an apex predator. I learn something new every day. I guess.
There you go.
Sometimes it's better not to know.
Yeah. But the good thing is we can post that on Facebook because we're not going to sue them. for using our music.
I could tell him exactly. I'll give him my address. We got a problem? Come find me. We can.
That's right.
We'll
Show up.
I'll buy the beer. By
Put 'em up.
the time we're finished with that beer, I'll have said my piece. You can say your piece, Mark, and then you can take off.
There you go.
Just make sure I get a picture with you and put it on my wall. Zuck the fuck.
Zuck the fuck. Yeah, that's right.
Nick the dick and Zuck the fuck. There we go. Film at 11.
I feel like he probably drinks Chardonnay or something.
No, he probably drinks maybe a Cosmo,
A Cosmo, yeah. You went way fruitier with
something
that.
like that.
I thought I was being harsh.
So Nick,
Yeah.
how much money did you pay for those guitars?
That's right.
You don't have to tell us if you don't want.
But you should.
Okay, so
Well,
let's put I got him probably 10% of what they were worth
At
on
the time.
that day. I was able to get in the first day to get my pick of the litter, and I didn't have. At that point, I didn't have enough money to buy all the ones I wanted to buy. There was probably about 20 of them I would have loved to have gotten my hands on.
Really?
I got my hands. I mean, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, Rolling Stones. How can you go wrong? Then I got Aerosmith because of my wife. She's a huge Aerosmith fan, like I'm a Springsteen and Genesis fan.
Mm-hmm.
I paid $400 for each of those guitars.
Oh my gosh.
It was $1,600. They were actually delivered. They were driven to Pensacola because, like I said, the girl was married to a guy, one of the brothers.
Yeah.
And they drove it back. They drove the guitars back to me.
Man, I could be wrong. I bet there's people out there, especially the Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd ones, that would probably pay $100,000.
No.
You don't think so?
No. Now, the Pink Floyd, the beauty of the Pink Floyd with the pink Sharpie is that I have all 4 autographs. The Rolling Stones, I have all 5 autographs. I have way back with Ron Wood and Bill Wyman, so I do have the 5 autographs on the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
The Led Zeppelin is without John Bonham. Now, if there was an autographed guitar with Bonham on there, all
Yeah.
4 autographs, yeah, then you're talking some decent money, especially with him being gone for 30, 40 years now.
Mm-hmm. What made John Bonham like the great? What made him the greatest drummer?
Oh, okay. There was 2 drummers back then that were considered wow, and one was Keith Moon from The Who and John Bonham from Zeppelin. Bonham was just this bombastic drummer that was just he would pound the shit out of those skins.
Moby Dick.
If you go back, if you're able to watch some old footage of Led Zeppelin, you'll see what Bonham used to do. But the more outrageous drummer that you couldn't believe that the guy could keep a beat the way he played was Keith Moon
With The Who.
from The Who.
Really?
And no one's ever come by like that again.
Yeah.
That was
Gosh, what was it? Yeah, and he would have to play while was it Pete Townsend? Is that the guitarist name?
Yeah.
He was smashing his guitar against his drums.
And then the windmill. Now the infamous show, the Smothers Brothers show. If you go back and watch, that's where Pete Townsend put his guitar through the amp. It exploded, and that's where he lost his hearing in one of his ears. And in fact, I played the soundtrack. If you play the My Generation song off of the Kids Are All Right motion picture soundtrack, you
Yeah.
could hear the explosion and the feedback. And
I didn't know that. So he stuck it through the amp and it made such a loud boom.
it exploded on stage. You could see it on the video if you watched it. The Kids Are All Right. You'll be able to.
Can you try to look that up?
You could look it up. The Kids Are All Right motion picture soundtrack. The song My Generation. Smothers Brothers.
The Smothers Brothers. You ever heard of the Glenn Johns? I think Glenn Johns method. You ever heard of that guy?
Glyn. Yeah, Glenn Johns.
He
I've
was
heard of him.
He was one of the sound engineers
Maybe
for
do
Led
amp
Zeppelin.
explosion.
And I learned how to mic drums from his method. And he figured out how to mic a full drum kit with 3 mics because he was touring with Led Zeppelin. I think it was maybe before Led Zeppelin. He was touring with the early guys. And they had 3 mics to do the drums. Is it?
Watch. Okay. This is the end of it. Okay, here we go.
Put some.
Oh!
See that?
Oh my god!
See that? Yeah. And that would then.
Yeah, play that shit again.
He knew he messed himself up. Oh fuck!
Yeah, he knew because you could see him going for his ear, and
Oh no!
yeah, that was and
Oh, he's
What?
what's
Yeah.
he doing? Yeah,
Does he want another one?
That's Keith Moon on the ground.
He's the one that lost his hearing.
No, he's the drummer.
No, that's the drummer. Yeah.
Pete Townshend's the one that was slinging the guitar around.
What the fuck was
I'm
that?
going-
Like that was a show?
Oh.
Or was
Yeah.
that them shooting a video?
It looks like they were on like a
You want
TV set.
to see my tickets?
Yeah.
I'm going to see the Who down in Tampa in April.
Are they all still alive?
Of course you are.
They are 2 of the 4 are still alive. Yeah, Pete Townsend, Roger Daltrey are still alive. I'm going to see the Who. In fact, I'm going to see 2 shows in 5 days down there.
You're going by yourself, aren't you?
I'm going by myself. Actually, no. For the Who, there's 8 of us going. 4 of my high school buddies, me
okay, well, that's
included,
a
and then
little
there's the guy who got me the Masters flags, Mike Ashby, who
funny.
owns Intermission. There's 4 of them going, so there's 8 of
I
us.
met him that one night. He's a cool
With
guy.
the long stringy hair.
Yeah.
He seems like
Pure
a,
white.
Yeah.
Not his fucking skin.
He seems like a real smooth.
hair is
He seems like a smooth operator. Am I right?
Is he the
In-
one
in
that
a
was
suit?
talking to us? That,
No, that
No.
no. This guy, he seems like he's real low key, smooth guy.
Yeah.
for sure.
He was buying me drinks one night, and he was telling me how his girlfriend was pissing him off.
He's cool. man.
What else?
Like,
What
I
else
say
do
this
girls do?
shit, it's perfect, and she just doesn't respond
Aw.
properly.
Girls do 2 things.
Like,
They,
yeah.
they make you happy, and then they piss you off.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
That's the way
Yeah,
that is.
for sure.
So I'm going to see Steve Hackett from Genesis. The guitar player from Genesis is doing a Genesis Revisited concert down in Tampa. And then 5 days later is The Who in Tampa.
So what's the venue like at those? Like, how many people are we talking?
For The Who, it's sold out at 20, I think they put 24,000 people in there because it's got the arena. And then, of course, they can sell on the floor, too.
And what, average of $30 a ticket?
How much?
I bet it no. It's probably 50.
30?
50?
50 minimum.
I paid $190 a piece for average seats.
Dude.
They were 1,000 up front, and they
Yep.
went to. I got $200 seats that were right
Jeez.
perpendicular with the soundboard because I want to hear what the sound man's hearing.
Yeah.
So I always buy.
Yeah.
I always buy my tickets by the soundboard. I had a chance to get up front for the Genesis concert in Buffalo. I didn't want to get up front. I've been up front. I've been in front rows. Mm-hmm. You're right there on top of them. That's great, but all the sound's going past you, and all you're hearing is the back of the monitors.
Really?
Yeah, because you're up front.
Yeah. My mom used to go to concerts all the time in Buffalo. That's where she grew up. And she told me, I think y'all are the same age, actually. She told me the best concert she'd ever been to in her life was the Beach Boys in Buffalo. I don't know if you'd ever been to that or anything.
I never saw the Beach Boys.
Really? She said they were like there was like a rotator belt around the whole stage, and they were all playing and just like going around.
They played in the round.
Yeah.
I saw Def Leppard in the round. I saw Aerosmith in the round. I saw Yes in the round.
So it was a venue that had a belt.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And here's the beauty of that. You got to remember. Imagine this is the stage, and you're in the arena, and everybody around, everybody's close. Everybody's not that far away from the entire stage, and the sound system is above it like this, and the sound's coming out to everybody and coming down.
That's cool.
So it's really awesome
Yeah.
to be in the round because you're in the middle.
You ever had sushi like that?
Who?
Sushi?
Never had sushi. I don't
You never had sushi?
eat sushi. I don't eat raw food. The only raw food I eat are fruits and vegetables. Thank you very much.
Okay.
That makes sense.
All right.
Food's made to be cooked or prepared.
Sushi's
It's
his
not-
favorite food.
Sushi's your favorite?
Yeah, by far, yeah. But I was hoping we could relate here, but I just
You can't relate there. I'm good old fashioned
slight miss.
slap that
But
steak on the grill.
imagine, imagine a 12-ounce ribeye comes to you on a conveyor belt, and you just pick which one you want. That looks the best. It's a really cool restaurant idea, and I've been to them before.
like a choo-choo train.
Exactly. So the plates are colored so that you know how much they are. There's like $3, $5, $6, $8 plates. And so you just do whatever you want. The waiter comes just to do your drinks. And then at the very end, they count your colored plates. And then they
Bada
Deal
bing,
ya.
bada boom.
bada bing, bada boom.
You could do that with shots at the bar.
Oh my God.
That would be fun.
That's all I need is another gimmick for people. That's,
Hey, but if no one else is doing it,
We'll shoot your
then
promo
it could
video.
be okay.
Okay, look, I know what. Well,
Yeah.
if you think about it, the best thing to happen in the last 5 years was this thing called Uber. Every bar owner
Fuck
and
yeah.
restaurant owner and bartender
I
and
agree.
manager think it's because now, there's some people who don't even know what the inside of a taxi looks like, That's
Including
good for-
me.
and good for them, because you
I'm
can
one of those.
Uber your way to the bar and Uber your way back to the house.
That's what we do.
And that's the best thing, because it's even better. Don't drive to the bar, because you still might think you can get in that car. I want to get my car back home. If you Uber to the bar, you got to Uber home.
Right.
And that's what a lot of people do. That's a lot of. It's a
half-ass
problem that
it.
people have, because they still want to drive. They still want to get in the car. They want to drive. They want their car because they don't want to have to Uber home and then Uber back. But you're still Ubering twice anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Leave the vehicle. Drink heavily.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. I never even thought about that.
Amen. Well, we have self-control, unlike
Yeah.
these hooligans.
Well, if you think about it, like Uber to the bar and then Uber home, it's the same exact thing as driving to the bar, Ubering home, and then having to get a ride back to the
Ubering,
bar.
Right.
It's still
Exactly.
so you're still Ubering twice, right? But
Yeah.
but it takes away the temptation and the urge to jump in that car and drive and
Exactly.
think you can drive.
And you wake up in the morning with your vehicle in the driveway.
Yeah.
Right. Which is so much better than forgetting that you drove.
Yeah.
And then you're like, fuck, Pooley, can you take me?
Yeah.
Sometimes you wake
Throw
up in the
the
afternoon.
Walmart bags on the way.
Let me
So-
ask you this, Nick. I thought about this recently. Like within the past week, I was thinking about, as bartenders, and obviously Uber's kind of solved this problem, but for bartenders, even prior to the Uber being a thing, did bartenders feel guilty in any way of knowing someone came to the bar, drank heavily, and then left, not really knowing how they left? Or is that just that's a personal...
Also,
that's
what's
on
the
them?
liability in addition to that question?
Most of the time, well, the liability thing, how do you, they're adults. Sure, they're adults. You served them. Sure, you served them. They were obviously intoxicated. Sure, I've got 17 cameras in my bar, and I love that idea, because we can keep an eye on it. And the bartenders know, and in this day and age, and even like you said, Mason, before Uber, there was a designated driver, or there was this, there was that, and most of the time, these people that were in that condition, they weren't driving. If they couldn't walk, they weren't driving. That's for sure. And most people could see them, and they would make sure that they would stop them. I've seen people stop people before they got in the car. But then again,
Good.
not lately, because we
people out
got
there.
the Uber
And
thing.
now,
Yeah, exactly.
And are bartenders and yourself, are y'all legally allowed to take people's keys? Like, can you say, "Hey, give me your keys"? You're not. Or what's is there an ordinance on that?
I don't know if
There should be.
if you're allowed, take someone's possession like that. It's that might be a slippery slope. But of course, trying to do the right thing would, I'm sure a judge would say, this guy had all the right intentions.
Heavily
He's not stealing your property. He's not taking your keys to take your car. He's taking your keys to keep you from driving home when you shouldn't be
Right.
driving. So I'm sure.
Well, that should be
something like
allowed
that.
if there is a potential for you to be liable in the other direction.
Exactly.
Right?
It's just like with fake IDs.
Because that is, I feel like I've heard about that. That's real, right? Like it could be like bars have gotten sued, or at
Yeah,
least
if there's some
called
kind of
in court.
catastrophic, not catastrophic, but if there's some kind of a
Right. A bad accident.
guy goes wrong way on Interstate 10 and kills a family
Right,
of
from
6.
your bar. Yeah.
Then sure they're gonna retrace everything and look at your cameras and all that kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
But let's use fake IDs. I got a doorman who does his it's called due diligence. He looked at the ID,
he
looked
is
at the
the
people,
man.
and this and that. Now once those people falsify themselves,
Their response.
then it's their ass. I've done my due diligence. I'm not an expert at analysis, and neither is my doorman. He's paid $15 an hour to check IDs and keep an eye on the place, keep the people from vaping in there. Vaping is smoking. There's something else. Okay, here we go.
Woo!
Vaping
boy.
is smoking.
Oh,
Whether
boy.
it's no smoking means no smoking cigarettes, a pipe, a cigar, or any of these other little things that you got in your hand. And I don't care. And the next person that tells me they got a card to smoke, that's the last time they're going to be using that card. I have too much memorabilia in my place. No smoking is no smoking, and you know you're not supposed to be smoking because I can see you doing this and sneaking it and then going like this because you're sneaking it.
Yeah.
There's no smoking.
Yeah.
Vaping is smoking. So
Arguably worse.
no, oh, God, it's just. Anyways, going back to the fake ID thing, you know, you did your due diligence, and you know they're misrepresenting themselves as being someone who is 21. Now the problem, you know, Mason, when I was your age, the drinking age was 18. So we were sneaking into bars in high school. I mean, I had a mustache in high school. I was in the bars I was drinking at 14 years old, because I could. But back then it didn't matter. A DUI was just a 4-point moving violation. Everything changed when Animal House came out. And I think we already talked about this once. But the drinking age was 18 back then. And at 18...
So did that movie had such an influence on
That movie had every influence. Everybody wanted to be John Belushi. Every college wanted to be Faber College. Every frat house wanted to be the Delta House. We all did. That movie came out my first year of college. By the time my third year of college came around, it was so nuts and out of control because that's when Carter was president. Reagan became president, and then Nancy with the moral majority and the mad mothers against the drivers and all that stuff like that. Everything had to change because we were just going nuts.
You know, I bet somebody tried to hold that director of that movie liable.
No.
I bet, dude.
That's too much of a fucking culture change.
Isn't that like saying, what do they call it? The people about the video games, Grand Theft Auto, you know?
Right,
yeah.
like you're the reason for school shootings. Yeah,
all that stuff like that.
Fucking
Like,
suck one.
Dude, I bet it
Like,
was crazy though, because imagine there's no smartphones. If you have a camera that's this big, so like people are gonna start chilling out.
you know,
Right.
No one's got a camera. So
Yeah, it
You know,
doesn't fucking matter.
if everybody started trying to do what the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote and did, with the boulder off of the cliff and everything, it's like it's a cartoon. It's a video game.
Mm-hmm.
This is life. This is reality.
yeah.
There's a separation of the two.
No,
if you can't separate it,
Yeah.
Those claims are bullshit.
Yeah. If you want to claim that,
They tried to do it in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial.
would they try to blame it for?
The defense attorney the district
Prosecutor?
The prosecutor, yeah. District attorney, maybe? I don't know. Whatever versus Kyle Rittenhouse. It's like, I see that you play Call of Duty.
Oh my gosh.
Said that, not verbatim, but he said, and that's about murdering people. He's like, I'm sorry, sir, I don't understand what you're asking. That's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then now it's like a fucking meme that he asked that, and he's not going to be hired for anything ever again.
Yeah. Well, I'm not even going to go into it.
Honestly, we might go deeper into our for that one.
Yeah, bleep twice there.
Yeah, sorry.
So
Wow.
I got something I want to ask you.
Oh, no.
Has anyone in this room ever heard of the Amen break? Amen break.
Let me try to guess what it is.
Okay. Go ahead and pull it up on YouTube while we're talking about it. The Amen break. It is the most sampled musical recording in musical history. This recording, it's about, I think it's 6 seconds long, and it's a drum loop. And it's the most used loop in all of music history.
It's not the Phil Collins In the Air Tonight loop.
Play the green one. The green one.
The green one.
Yeah. And 0 royalties have been paid. But what's really cool about the Amen break is it's kind of a bridge between like R&B, jazz, rock and roll, and hip hop. And I'll show you why in just a second.
In 6 seconds.
Yeah, play it. This is the most sampled recording in history. And now do me a favor. Go to settings. Settings on the bottom right. Go to playback speed. 0.75 speed. Then play it again. Hip hop. That's kind of where it comes from. A lot of it. Isn't that crazy?
Damn.
And no
Straight
one
out of
has-
Compton. Crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube.
So no one's seen a cent from it.
No one's seen 1 penny from this. And I think it was 2 African American musicians. They were like R&B artists, and they recorded it, and it just took off. It's in like 200 songs that have been on the Billboard Hot 100.
I have never.
Damn, dude, that's
heard.
sick as fuck.
Isn't that cool?
I mean, that's shitty, but it's cool. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cool.
I've never heard that I don't know. It almost sounds like the beginning of a commercial.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think, I mean, a lot of like,
Probably was used in a commercial and they didn't get royalties.
Probably in the Super Bowl.
yeah, a lot of the rock and roll guys, they would do their own drum stuff. They didn't need the samples. But as far as like when things started going electronic and you could use other samples, that is the most used
Huge
sample.
problem.
Electronic drums. I remember when those things first started, and everybody was like, no. But then when I remember Bill Bruford from Yes and King Crimson, he started doing it and using them, and it was like the way he used them. It's all in the way you use them, the way you use the instrument. You know, he was doing that, and then I even think Phil Collins was doing a little bit of it. But, of course, Phil Collins had that massive... He was like, what's his name from Rush? Neil Peart.
I mean, shit. Are you trying to think of the singer and the bassist?
No, the drummer from Rush. Yeah. I mean,
it's Neil Peart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The massive drum setup that they had. I mean, just so they could get every sound they wanted. And that's how Phil Collins ended up the way he is now. He can't even he can hardly move. And from the bombast, from the way he was drumming, and he was going all over the place.
Right.
And of course, he was doing it all the time. He
Got a case of the itises.
he played on albums with Eric Clapton. He went on tour with Robert Plant when Robert Plant went on his first solo tour because he played drums on Robert Plant's album, and he was on tour with him. And he went back and just played drums as a drummer. Wasn't singing. Wasn't Phil Collins. Just the drummer back there, and he was a drummer. He got introduced as Phil Collins on drums. And the place went
When I hear
crazy.
Phil Collins, I think of the drums. I don't think of like him singing.
The singing,
to be honest with you.
And he's got that unique voice too.
I can feel it coming in the air.
You know,
Did he record that song playing drums and singing at the same time? Do you know?
Yes, I've seen him in concert do that.
Really
I've seen him in
fucked
concert.
up.
He would so he would have the microphone. He's out front right here, right? Okay, he's at the microphone out front, and then all of a sudden he's getting to the last chorus before he's going to the drums, and he'll grab this. But I know the reason why you keep your silence up, and he's walking. No, you don't fool me. The hurt doesn't show, and he sits down. The pain still grows. Grabs the drumsticks. So stranger to you and me. And then he's still singing because he's got the headphone thing on. I can feel it. So that's how he does that. I've seen it, and that's how a lot of these guys did that stuff. There was no extras. How'd you say? Now Phil Collins or Genesis had a second drummer, but that was the way the band was set up. When Chester Thompson would come in, because Phil was out front singing, and Chester Thompson was on drums. Chester Thompson came from Frank Zappa and band and Jean-Luc Ponty and a band called Weather Report. But there was dual drummers. Nothing better than dual drummers.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Man, I'll say one thing too. Like I can play piano and sing a little bit, and like I've played guitar and sang a little bit, but like I cannot play the drums and sing. It's almost impossible to do. I don't know how people do it.
It's so
I
incredibly
really don't know how
hard.
people do it. It's
so hard.
Yeah, it's one of the hardest things to do. I don't know, man.
Specifically rapping
But it's
and
physical.
playing the drums.
Yeah,
But it's still whether it's a guitar. It's still a physical.
No,
thing.
I can sing
No,
and
I-
play guitar. Like I do it for you right now.
Yeah.
But I am I'm trying. I'm trying to teach myself.
I
how
think
to do
what it is when you're playing guitar. So for example, like who's the guy who plays guitar?
Peter Frampton.
Peter Frampton. So he can do that and play
Do you
guitar
feel
because
like we do?
like a guitar and a synthesizer and the human voice, they're doing a melody. It's always a melody. And so it's not restricted to this rhythm. But when you're playing guitar or you're playing drums and you're keeping a rhythm that is very solid and very set, but you're also trying to sing a melody over it that's supposed to break out of the walls.
Right. It's already hard enough just to keep the rhythm.
It's impossible almost.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a perfect example of not being able to do two things at the same time.
Give it to
You guys know how to ice skate? You ever ice skated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never ice skated.
You ice skated.
You never ice skated?
You never ice skated?
What the
yeah,
fuck?
We talked about this because we're gonna go to Ice Flyers game and ice skate after.
Yeah. Oh,
Skate
dude.
after? Okay, yeah.
We have to go.
Oh, you gotta go. You gotta get on skates.
Holy fuck.
Guys, I'm an island boy. Come on.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I guarantee I can go get. I can get on a surfboard. And I can stand up and surf a wave.
I bet you could too, man.
There's small little waves here. It's easy.
Yeah.
Never done it before. You know. Okay, but I'll get to the reason why I never surfed when I moved down here. Put a hockey stick in your hand at the same after and try and skate at the same time. I'm telling you right now, those guys have whatever they have, they have it.
Yeah.
Because I've tried. I can skate. I can skate backwards and do this and that and all that kind of stuff like that, and I don't fall. Put a stick in your hand and try and do that
absolutely.
shit. Unbelievable.
I believe
you
it.
can't do it.
Yeah.
I believe it. Hey, we were at one of the Ice Flyers games where they broke the league record. Did you hear about that?
Oh, the 13 goals.
Our team.
Yeah,
we were
we
at
were
that
there.
game on the glass.
Uncomfortably high.
Yeah, it was bad.
I was almost an issue for the people I was with.
Yeah, it was bad. I was scared. Well, I'm so glad everyone else was feeling the same way. But I mean, that was years ago, you know.
Well, so we had a buddy. I just have to tell it. I don't care if we need to cut it. We don't need to cut it out.
Yeah.
Literally. We're not talking about. There's this guy in front of us. Okay. We're on the glass. My mom got us tickets on the glass. Never sat there before. It was really fucking fun. Just so happened to be the fucking night of the century, you know?
I'm all set.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm fine.
This guy, it turns out it was from Panama City. It was his birthday. And he had this pen, a dab pen. Are you aware of it's concentrate THC that is powered
weed
by
pen.
a battery? Yeah.
Like a weed pen.
It's called.
I've heard of those.
It's called Green Crack. Was the strain?
I think it was DMT.
I think it was DMT.
What's DMC?
It's
DMT. It's dimethyltryptamine. It's
like-
essentially what your brain
So it's crack.
It's already in your brain, and it's activated when you smoke it. Is essentially a dream state that you go into,
or when you die,
or when you die, it's supposedly released. Yeah. So, anyways,
we
all rip
don't
it.
Do chemicals.
My buddy rips it first. Oh God, my mom listens to this podcast. My buddy rips it first and releases. You're supposed to. It's called ghosting it, where you hold it in your lungs long enough for it to dissipate. So when you exhale, nothing comes out. So there's no trace of it, right? It gets him in the back of the throat, and he coughs, and it just fucking. And we're in a fucking hockey stadium. I'm like, oh my God, we're about to get arrested.
Yep.
We're illegally smoking weed here. It's not legal here. We're in a public place. And still, I'm like, I gotta rip it. So I try to take a small rip, and it gets me too. But I didn't release it because I wasn't gonna make sure we were going to jail. So I just for 20 seconds and then release nothing. I have never been so when you eat weed, something else happens and it's processed by your liver and it turns into essentially a psychedelic. When you smoke weed, it's just your body is receiving THC and it's not supposed to be as bad. I have eaten too much weed and not been as much of a problem.
You mean like
as I was.
edibles?
Like edibles.
Like edible
right.
crap, yeah. Okay.
So it was I was talking shit to the goalie because we had first period 6 goals on him. I was like, gonna get subbed? Being super loud and shit, such an asshole, but trying to be cool about it. Not trying to be a douchebag, but it was funny.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck you, dude, you suck.
Yeah, we're having fun.
we were just having fun. 2,
I'm a good boy.
I was on my knees for the next 2 periods. And it ended it was such an you've been too high before, right?
Drugs are bad.
You've been too high before.
I've been
you're uncomfortable, paranoid.
stoned
You know what I'm saying?
that it was that you just
You're like, everybody knows what I'm feeling like, and I'm gonna go to jail.
Yep.
So it's like that for the next 45 minutes. The game of the fucking century happens. It is way too much sensory overload.
Dude.
I'm freaking out. There's video of us on their site.
right, you guys weren't on the board.
And then all of a sudden, it's the end of it, and I'm like, I have to walk.
Yeah.
I have to walk out of here with 3,000 people looking at me. So I just put my hood on and made it to somebody's truck. I mean, that was the most scared of it. I'm surprised I didn't get a cold sore.
It was bad, dude. All of us were dying.
It was terrible. Big Cole looked over at me, my friend who was sitting next to me, who almost blew it for all of us, and he goes, "Hey, bro, you look like a zombie." I'm like, "Thank you. You're fucking helping." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I drank a little too much." Like trying to not make it real.
Definitely wasn't that weed pen.
You know,
Oh, it's terrible.
years ago, we used to have to save everything. We used to save all of our. And back then, it was all seeds and stems and crap when you got your bags and shit. So we'd save the seeds and stems, and we would boil it. We would melt it in butter and everything like that with the seeds and stems and everything like that.
yeah.
And then we put it in the brownie mix, and we make pot brownies like that with the seeds and stems, whatever THC was in those seeds and stems, and it was great, a different type of high, like you said, because you're ingesting it versus smoking it. I wouldn't touch anything, especially coming out of, if it's concentrated in whatever it is, don't know what the concentration is, don't know what's in it, don't know anything like that. You do it the good old-fashioned way, you just smoke.
Right.
That way you can smoke yourself into whatever state you want to smoke yourself into. Did I tell you the story about did we do the bong show?
The bong show?
No, I don't recall a bong
The best
show.
party game ever? Okay.
Let's go.
Let's
You
go.
ready?
Come
Okay,
on.
you ready for this?
Ready.
We invented the best party game ever. There used to be a show called The Gong Show. Chuck Barris and The Gong Show was a TV show years ago. We invented the bong show. Now, best party game ever. What is this? What are you guys? Those little ping pong ball things? What's that called?
Beer pong.
Beer pong.
Yeah.
Hey, fucking
cute.
stop jacking it. First of all, I have something to show you also.
How
after.
cute.
That's better.
Okay, you ready for the
beer
bong show?
Okay.
Everybody comes to the table with a 1/4 ounce of cleaned, sifted, ground up pot.
Okay.
Whatever bong of your choice, and a one hitter with your lighter.
Yeah.
Okay? Everybody's in the room, everybody's at the table. Got to have a clock with a second hand on it. Every minute on the minute, you've got to do a bong hit. Wait a minute. Every minute on the minute, you got to inhale it. You can inhale it and blow it right back out. You can cough it out. You can hold it as long as you want. You can do anything you want.
Yeah.
The next time the second hand rolls around, you got to do another bong hit. If you don't do another bong hit, you take your bong and your lighter and you leave the bag on the table, and whoever's last wins.
And they get
Try to
all of
do a bong hit every minute on
Listen,
the minute.
That is insane. I would never do that,
course you
but
would.
there is something similar.
You ever do a nose hit?
It's called a power hour. Yes, I have done a nose
You've
hit.
done bong hits with a note?
Yes.
Like you
Yeah.
made a snatch with your fingers like this?
Yeah, no, I actually have done that. But have you heard of a power hour?
Power hour? No.
It's the same thing, but with a shot of beer every minute for an hour. Way less extreme than what you're talking about. I actually wouldn't do what you're talking about, but the power hour.
I wouldn't do that.
You wouldn't?
No.
It's really fun.
A shot of beer a minute?
For 1 hour, it's 60 shots of beer. It turns out to about 8 beers, I think. 7 or 8 beers.
Yeah, but
the drunk, Nick. That's the graph. It's like the perfect, like it's incredible. And you do it with like Bud Light or Natural Light. You don't throw up or anything, but you might throw up from the sheer volume and the amount of time. If you're not a good burper, you will throw up. You're a good burper, you would be fine. You know what would be really fun is if we filmed one in the studio.
I'm telling you, the bong show.
We could do a power hour here together.
Now back then, the weed back then was, it was, dirt bag weed, Mexican dirt bag or Colombian. It wasn't really, good weed.
So you're saying you
could
wouldn't do it now?
But it was really harsh on your throat. That's why every once in a while, people would put ice cubes in they'd pack their bong with, if it was wintertime, we'd pack it with snow so it would cool
it
the
down,
smoke
yeah.
down. Or if your throat, your mouth would get raw, you like I said, you do a nose hit,
right?
Just to get up your nose and do it a different way, just to get through that next minute.
Even in modern bongs, they have ice catchers built into all of them.
Yeah, see,
But what happens is it's only good for like 2 rips, and then it fucks up with your water levels for the percolator because the ice melts and
the
then
ice
it
melts.
changes the water levels. Yeah.
Okay, so it messes it up. Yeah.
Right.
So I know people that used to put Mad Dog in there and Jack Daniels, and because and then they would. You ever drank bong juice? Yeah, I mean,
Bong
Bong
water?
juice.
yeah,
No,
bong water.
like
Drink
a-
bong juice.
I've seen dares, but I've never
What's
been
a
dared to
dare?
do
I've
it.
seen Steve-O from Jackass do it once.
Drink bong juice. What's wrong with bong juice? All it is ashes.
I've drank my own dip
just-
spit for money before.
I'm sorry.
I've drank my own dip spit for money.
I thought you said take your own dick spit or something. Wait a minute.
I've accidentally drank dip spit.
Yeah, that's a gift for kissing the girl after she's done.
No, I'm talking like you're laying on your back beating off at night.
Oh,
You've never shot into your own mouth?
Jesus Christ! Never have I ever. Oh, that's it. That's it.
Okay.
I can find my way out.
No homo.
I'm sorry. Never have I. Wait, what is that game? Never have I ever.
Yeah.
Never have I ever.
All right, so you wouldn't have a finger down. That's fine.
What?
It's not a big deal.
What
So when you play Never Have I Ever, you start with 10 fingers, and then if you have done it, you put a finger down, and the first person to have all their fingers down loses.
Yeah.
Because that means you're the dirtiest boy.
You know what? I must have been a deprived child.
Hey, never have I ever tripped on acid and seen the Northern Lights.
Oh my God!
So finger down. Yeah, finger down for you.
You should.
You would do good on the game. I mean, you would
Too bad
lose,
you were
which is good. It means
too bad
you
were
lived a
born
life.
40 years ago up north.
Man, I want to see the Northern Lights bad.
You
bad.
You will. I'm telling you to go up there and strictly organic. Either you're gonna get stoned or you're gonna do mushrooms, and you're gonna go and lay on your
Amen.
back, and you're gonna be at the top of a mountain peak in upstate New York in the middle of the summer, and it's gonna be not a cloud in the sky, and it's all you're gonna do is you're gonna look, just due north.
Man, what do y'all?
Fucking incredible.
Do you think that had something to do? This is completely off topic. Do you think that had something to do with like the Norse religion? Imagine you're just living up in Norway, and then it's just a regular thing for these crazy ass lights to be blasting from the north.
No, it's the northern pole and magnetic field. It's all that.
Yeah.
It's
But
all
they-
all science.
Yeah, but they had no idea back then what
But
it was.
I was sick that day, so I don't know what causes it.
Yeah.
All right, Nick, we don't want to hold you up too much, man. I know you got to go to work.
yeah.
You need to get there. We can end this. It's been a great podcast. We really appreciate you being here.
I almost feel like I let you down. We didn't get into all the cool shit like the first one.
Well,
Let's go.
what makes you think that we are not going to do another one? Because I don't want to hold you up.
At least I know
you're
where you
telling
live.
People you got to be
I
there.
could go
Yeah.
visit the old stomping grounds.
No,
Oh,
we have time. We would love to get into it, but if you need to go, it's not a big deal. We got what we needed. You did
That's
great.
awesome. You know what I got for you, Ty? I just realized, holy shit! I got a brand new floating chair that I never used. You guys I got to bring that stuff down I got to bring this up for the pool.
Oh my
Yeah, that'd be
gosh.
incredible,
I'm not
man.
using it. I got a floating chair. I don't know what else. I got some goggles. I got stuff that's still in the package. My dog.
Hey, we
bought.
fuck with goggles, man.
Yeah,
We'll
okay,
take
there
some
you go.
goggles.
See, I got stuff I got to give you guys.
Yeah, man.
All right, brother. Well, we're gonna we'll do this again soon, and we love you, dude. This was Nick Zangari. We're twice a week.
Let's have a chat.
Good night now.
Thanks, man. That was solid.